Bringing death to his knees. It was another hectic day at work. The bookstore at Hofstra University can't manage itself. Textbooks were flying off of the shelf like they had grown wings and accomplished a feat defying the laws of nature. I'm on my way to Elizabeth, New Jersey for the weekend. The Long Island Express is starting to get heavy with traffic, and tension is flaring amongst the other drivers. I sense a presence in the air I have never felt before. It is an ominous coldness that seems to be hovering around me. Traffic is starting to move, but there are still those whose nerves seem to be frayed. A long, gleaming Cadillac is puttering along in the center lane a few cars ahead of me, and that seems to be the impediment that is putting every other driver's nerves on edge. I do not mind the slow driving because it is a bit soothing after having such a stressful day. I just wish everybody felt that way. Unfortunately, that is not the case this evening. A rather large Ford pickup in my rearview mirror swerves in and out of traffic trying to gain an edge and get to his destination a few minutes faster than the rest of us. I feel a shudder in the coldness that surrounds me. I look in my rearview mirror, and the absence of the pickup is a bit startling for a brief second. I see the truck pass me on my left, speeding out of control. Before I know it, he is cut off by another driver. He swerves to avoid a collision, but instead he hits the center barrier. Spinning, he slams into the Cadillac, flipping it onto its side and then rolling it like a barrel over and over again. As I slam on my brakes to avoid a collision myself, the coldness thickens around me, and I feel it shift out of my window towards the truck. I watch as the driver of the truck expires. Mesmerized, I get out of my vehicle and assess the situation. The mangled metal of the vehicles, the smell of the burnt rubber, and the heaviness of death is in the air confuses me. Is death here for me? Did I die and not know it? I could feel the grip of death's hand around me. He is guiding me, but not to the world beyond. He is leading me to the Cadillac. Encompassed by him, I'm led unconsciously. I kneel beside the crushed car and brace myself for what I might see. I have seen enough of death's work to expect a gruesome mess within. There is no mess. Instead, I find a small, frail, older woman laboring for every breath. She meets my eyes with the delicate softness of hers and stares directly into me. There is a care in her stare. There is a concern in her unblinking eyes. She stares into my eyes so deeply that I can see her world. I can see the world she lived, the love she gave and received, and a kindness like no other. Without looking away from me, she asks if everybody else involved in the wreck is all right. Not quite knowing what to say, I decide to tell her that the other driver is at peace. With those words, I see a tear trickle out of her eye, and droplets of blood from her mouth and nose. She searches for my hand with hers. The soft, thin, paper-like skin of her hand is warm in mine, almost comforting. With no concern for herself, she begins to quietly pray for the man whose life was lost. She prays for his soul, and she prays that he will meet the Lord on his journey into life everlasting. I know this woman will not see the sun set over the horizon, but I must wait with her. I have to hold her hand. I am compelled to make sure she is comforted and feels safe through all of this. But it is she who comforts me. It seems like hours have gone by as I wait with this dying woman, but only minutes have elapsed. I can hear the sirens of the emergency vehicles approaching in the background. The grip on my hand is weakening, and the blood from her mouth and nose are no longer mere droplets. The sirens are getting louder. Her breath is getting quieter. As the first responders arrive on scene, I catch a glimpse of the inevitable. I watch as the soul is gently lifted and carried away to a world beyond this one. A woman whose name I would never know is no longer with us. Although I only met her briefly, I learned that she was so selfless that she was concerned for others and prayed for their souls rather than worry about her own. Death has once again done his job, but why does this seem this frail stranger has brought death to his knees?